Self-care for family members of someone living with mental illness. In this video, I want to talk a little bit about how important self-care is for someone who is caring for or in contact with a loved one who is living with a mental illness. You might wonder why I'm talking about self-care as it relates to this very specific issue. I mean, isn't it important to all of us all the time? Of course. You should always set aside time to take care of yourself to prepare for life's challenges. But I think this is especially important for someone who has a mentally ill relative for the following reasons. 1, mental illness can be extremely challenging, especially when it affects someone you love. It can be really hard to reconcile behaviors that are hurtful and destructive when they're coming from someone in your life, especially when you feel you can't cut that person out of your life. 2, mental illness is stigmatized, which can make it difficult to get the support you need from those around you. If you're a parent and your baby has been up all night crying, you can show up someplace exhausted and stressed, and most people will understand and be sympathetic. But depending upon how open you or your relative has been with, your family's struggle with mental illness, you might not feel comfortable telling those around you why you're exhausted or stressed. Some of the behaviors that are part of certain mental illnesses can be really embarrassing. On top of dealing with a stressful situation, you may be really ashamed about something that happened with your loved one. Being uncomfortable about getting support may leave you feeling especially isolated. 3, there isn't a roadmap for how to navigate this journey with your loved one. There isn't a set of instructions, and without any idea of how to handle the various situations that pop up along the way, you may end up feeling really lost and frustrated. So what do we do when we can't control what's going on around us? My advice is to implement a plan of self-care so you are as prepared as possible for the stress related to staying in touch with a mentally ill loved one. Here are my top 5 tips. First, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. This sounds simple and silly, but you won't be able to handle anything at all if you're dehydrated. It's very easy to forget to drink enough water, but it's also very simple to set up reminders for yourself. You can use an app like LifeSum to track your water intake or set reminders on your phone. Or you could just carry around a favorite water bottle and be in the habit of drinking it in its entirety a certain number of times per day. Find something that works for you and stick with it. I also like to drink a beverage with electrolytes at the end of the day for a little extra boost. Second, get enough sleep. When you know you might have to deal with an emergency at any time, you need to do everything you can to ensure that you are rested enough to make tough decisions or handle difficult situations when you need to. Decide how much rest you need a night to feel refreshed each morning and make sure you get it. Unless you're dealing with a life-threatening situation, decide what time you need to go to bed and just do it. Whatever happens after this bedtime will have to wait until the morning. Third, set up a multifaceted support system. So you have a friend you can talk to when you're feeling upset. Great. Well, what happens when that friend is unavailable? Make sure you have a number of ways to access support when you need it. This could be a friend, a journal, an online counseling service, or even a weekly support group. It can also help to write down what your supports are and how to access them, and have this list available for times that you're feeling overwhelmed. Fourth, and so incredibly important, is to get enough fruits and veggies. Your body can't run on junk food, and it certainly needs more to power your brain so you can make good decisions. If you can't get enough whole fruits and veggies in your diet, you can drink them. There are plenty of smoothies and cold-pressed juices available at nearly any supermarket to help you fill in when your diet is lacking. Fifth, find an activity that helps you relax. It could be a craft like knitting or something as simple as watching a funny show on television. Whatever it is, use it as your go-to when you need to relax. Make sure you're enjoying yourself for at least a short period every day or every evening when you're winding down. I love activities where I can use my hands, but sometimes I like something brainless, like watching the Goldbergs on Netflix. Making yourself feel good every day, even for a short time, is a way of recharging your battery so you don't get too bogged down by dealing with stressful situations regularly. This is simple stuff, but it works for me and can really be a game changer when you're dealing with a chronically stressful situation. No matter how much you end up having to do for others, make sure you have time to take care of yourself. Thanks so much for watching this video, and if you have any tips about what you like to do for self-care, please leave them in the comment section below.